What is up, guys? It is Tool Guy Y here, and welcome to Tech Tip Tuesday. So for this week's Tech Tip, I'm going to be talking about how to become a better technician. I, for one, am not by any means a great technician. However, I did learn things, on my way to where I am now that I think will make you a better technician, or I actually guarantee it will make you a better technician. And this is for anyone starting in the field or at-home mechanics, or just, technicians that simply forgot this. I, for one, I'm terrible at this, and I know I need to do this more often to become more efficient and better at what I do. So, if you guys are interested in how to become a better technician, continue watching. So there are many things to practice to become a better technician. However, in this video, I'm only going to be concentrating on one. And that one reason, or that one way, is to always check your parts before starting your job. There are 3 reasons as to why checking your parts before starting your job is important. The first reason is that when you're starting your job and you don't check your parts, you tear down, you get too excited, you tear down, you're like, oh, this job is gravy. You tear down, you get halfway into it, you remove the part, and then you realize, oh man, this part doesn't match up with the old one. Or you actually installed a new one and you're like, oh man, it doesn't fit. So then you're actually down a rack. Now you have to wait, hour, 2 hours till the parts company comes. Here in Hawaii, usually we can't get something locally, so we're gonna have to actually bring it in, shipping wise, and that takes a couple days. So by checking your part, it alleviates that whole situation where your rack is on lock and you can't really move on further. Because as a flat rate technician, I want cars coming in and out. I don't want anything stuck on my rack, because if there's something stuck on my rack, I don't have a rack to work on, and that means I can't make any money. This tip doesn't only apply to mechanics, or this reason doesn't only apply to mechanics or technicians. It also applies to DIYers at home, then weekend warriors that, you're like, oh, I'm going to do my strut this weekend. Because you go to the parts store, you come back, you raise your car up. Say you're doing a strut, you take everything apart, your brakes, your caliper, your sway links, suspension. You take out your strut, you realize, oh man, I don't have the right strut. So then you don't really have a car to actually go back to the store. You have to wait for a friend to pick you up, or you have to put everything back together, which is just a total waste of time. So checking your parts, taking off the wheel, checking to make sure that strut is correct before actually tearing everything apart will save you a lot of time and a lot of money. The second reason as to why I think checking your parts, matching them up, is very important is because when you're actually on a job and you're stuck, you say you're doing like a water pump and you remove all 5 bolts, or at least you think you do, or you did, and the water pump is loose, it doesn't want to come out. You can always refer to your old or your new part, and you can see how much bolts there are, where the bolts are, how it bolts up, and you can actually match it up to figure out what's still holding it in place. Also, if the water pump is big, or like an alternator is big, you can take the new one and you can actually slide it in there to see how it's going to come out before fighting stuff and breaking something on accident. The third reason to why I think always checking your parts before you start your job is actually important is because that when you have a job as a technician and your job is stacked, you have multiple jobs, you have alternator, radiator, and a couple other stuff you can analyze. Analyzing allows you to figure out what can be done easier with another part out. So you could do the radiator first, and then while you have the fan out, while you have the fan shroud out and the radiator, you'll have more room to actually do the alternator. Instead of putting the radiator in, then the fan in, the fan shroud, and then you realize, oh man, I don't have enough room to actually pull the alternator out. By actually looking at your parts, you can see and plan out how you're going to do your job, and it will make you more efficient and quicker as a technician. Alright guys, so those are the 3 reasons as to why I think checking your parts before starting your job will make you a better technician. And like I said before, it doesn't go out to only mechanics, it goes out to everyone, whether you're DIYers, weekend warriors, beginner mechanics, experienced mechanics. If you guys didn't know or you simply forgotten, I hope you guys remember this, and I hope you guys learn something from it, and you guys can take something out of this video and apply it to your job at hand. So if you guys did learn something from it, please like this video and subscribe to my channel for next week's tech tip. If you liked or found this video informative, please support me by smashing that like button and subscribing to my channel for more how-to and tool review videos. Also, check me out on Instagram at ToolGuyY, where I post daily. Thank you guys again for watching, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Shoots!